to you, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We had our sewer meeting today, and then nothing to report out of that. I did want to bring up, I have been getting contact from several residents. I know that last meeting we had residents that talked about our folks who are suffering, or our immigrant community, right? I know that we've taken a stance as the city of Elk Grove, but I would want to see if it's something that the council would like to perhaps pass or even consider viewing a resolution just standing in support of our immigrant community and those who are also in fear of ICE. If that's something that you guys would like to bring up, and wanted to see if we can put that out there.
I think individually I've made statements. I don't know if we need a resolution per se. That's just my opinion. I think we have a very strong position when it comes to inclusivity. We're a city welcome to all, is no place for hate. So I think it exists in forms, but but that's just, I'd love to hear from you, but I've been very open about my statements. But if you think there's something missing, let's hear what others have to say. Anything?
Yeah, I think it's an important topic. I don't doubt that. I think there are other important topics that we have not addressed for the purpose of staying specifically to what our scope is. I think our daily statements every time about us being a city open to all should stand for itself. I am reluctant to wade into issues, not necessarily because of my beliefs relative to it, but to setting a precedence for every time there is something that someone disagrees with, much like other instances we've had, right? That we're suddenly weighing in on all of these things. I think that we stand for ourselves, we say for ourselves every single time. So.
Councilmember Brewer?
So I think Councilmember Robles brings up a good point. I definitely understand where Councilmember Speaks is coming from, but I think what the Vice Mayor is, as he's leaned into this topic and has done it with great courage, I think it helps validate who we are as a city, what we stand for, our creed. We walk and talk with it every day. We definitely stand firm in our being a city welcome to all, and really standing firm in our commitment to diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility. It's something that, even though it's taken on more of a national tone, it's very local in scope, and it reaches across a lot of communities, and it's something that we should definitely look at and explore, definitely and have a voice in some way, shape, or form.
All right, so I see division here as a 2-2.
Well, could I get one more go back? I know we recently did a change to our norms and procedures relative to proclamations like this. Anybody happen to remember the specific? Anybody do a quick word search on?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the exact language right in front of me, but it's the city council won't weigh in things that are outside of the subject matter or affect residents of our community, right? And so I think you could make an argument that there are many residents in our community that are affected by some of the immigration policies and the statements thereof. And so I think if the council would like to bring something back for consideration, that would certainly, I think, be allowed under that policy. I can see if I can pull it up really quick and read it and see if we can find exactly what it said. But my recollection was it was to discourage things like policies maybe on Ukraine or things that are happening in the Middle East, and
Gaza,
like
ceasefire,
Gaza,
genocide,
and some of the other areas that are really outside of our community or things that are happening or internationally.
And for this would be more so also just to kind of just to stand in solidarity with our community, right? It would be, as we talked about before, that we are complying with California.
I think those could be more clear.
Yeah,
I do think so.
so that's-
I think
that's what it
those
would be
are, but I think they might be on purpose because it may, so I don't want to speak for the chief, but there's a reason why maybe it's not so widely spread. I don't want to assume, but if you want to elaborate on that a little bit,
Are you speaking about the,
on ICE and
yeah, so,
following, yeah.
yeah, as far as what we do, we do not participate with ICE in any form or fashion when it comes to enforcement in our city with immigration. We do not participate in providing them information when it comes to any in-custody individuals that we have. We do not ask our community members of what their immigration status is. And as far as I know, the history of our organization, we have never done that. And under my tenure, we have definitely not done that. So for us, we follow the laws as directed by the state of California. And we do not participate right now with anything to do with ICE. And in the future, I doubt that would ever change in our state.
And I think to our vice mayor's point, I don't know that that's necessarily widely known. Is that your point?
Yes.
Okay, so is that something that you want the police chief to let it be more understood or communicate that message? Or are you looking for a council resolution or, something along maybe the
I
same
was
lines?
looking more for a council resolution just to see if that's something, again, I wanted to bring it up to everyone. I don't just want to kind of point it towards the direction and let's go there. Because I do agree that there are certain things out of the purview of our city and our region that we just cannot control. But I would like it to make known, that Elk Grove we stand for all our residents here and those who are being impacted. So if that is for Chief, just to make and emphasize, just to make known that we won't be assisting in any of that sort that's going after some folks. I know that there's probably exceptions, but again, that's purview to what's going on. But I would appreciate if that's something that we could do.
Yes, we can do something of that nature. We have done something with our city website as well quite some time ago. We did put that statement out saying that we did that and we followed the act that the state has implemented. I don't remember exactly when we did that, but it was when this it's probably been 2 or 3 months now. Yep. So we've done that once, and we can, through the city website, definitely restate that same thing.
Thank you, Chief.
And I think a lot of these issues, it's incumbent upon us, those who feel very passionate about certain issues. We can't be all things to everyone, but I'm very passionate about what's happening in the Middle East, particularly with our Palestinians. But we had several ask for a ceasefire resolution. But, this again, going back to the work that the council does focus on, really focusing on the needs of our community, but we can, of course, re-emphasize that we are a city welcome to all, that diversity is our strength. A lot of us do this, and I would encourage others, if you feel comfortable, raise your voice, raise your awareness, because we are representatives of our community, and it is important. The dialogue is important, but I also want to be very careful and balancing that with creating maybe more fears and more, creating more issues. And it does open up a Pandora's box for other community groups who want us to weigh in. So it is a very fine balancing act, but I think for the issues that we are passionate about, we absolutely should use our voice. And I'm with you on that. I've used my voice on some of the raids and my disgust, because it is breaking up families, and particularly it's targeting communities of color. And right now she's an 80-year-old Sikh woman who is in custody with ICE, 80 years old. It breaks my heart. Her children, her grandchildren want to see her released. There's so many other families. That's just one. So it's not just a Latino community. I know our Filipino community, this is a huge issue. The Indian community, all communities of color, this is a big issue. And we will lend our voices where we can and help raise awareness and increase the dialogue on this issue and so many other issues. I don't remember the last count of how many Palestinians have been murdered. So But, you know, I can't solve, unfortunately, the Middle East crisis right here at City Hall. I know the limitations of this role, but I will raise my voice, and I encourage all of you to do the same.
Oh, believe me, I definitely do it in my private and quiet circles, and they'll become louder in the coming days and weeks and months because it's affecting all of us. It's affecting all of us. And we're seeing friends and families and that are being affected by it, and it's becoming deeper and deeper. Our commitment to the fuel network is definitely symbolic of that effort, but this is becoming is getting way beyond the political realm and getting more into the humanitarian realm, and that's where we all have to play a part.
And I would always be happy to assert that we are following the law as we are required to do. That is, I mean, I think we should always be doing that. So I would certainly support you coming in with a statement that we have already said, but
Maybe
we
making
can
it.
say that again.
Has
right?
it
We
been-
will follow
yeah.
the law.
And it's in our newsletter, right? I mean, I feel like it's been shared. It's been shared on social media, but I do think to the Vice Mayor's point, it's not necessarily widely known. And there was an issue here a couple of weeks ago at the Spartan race. We all heard about it. And it was a very touchy, delicate subject on how to navigate through that, but we got through that. But these are real fears and concerns that are out there, and we can't turn a blind eye to that. But I do think there are many appropriate ways that we can use our voice and support causes that help.
So it sounds like we've got some direction here. I just wanted to maybe close the loop on this. We do have a webpage that talks about the kind of immigration issues, and we can send out a link and we can do a better job of maybe publicizing that. And we can probably beef that up a little bit and talk about some of the things that you mentioned tonight, because I think there is confusion still in the community about what we do and what we don't do. And so I think we can be more clear on that, even though we've issued statements and everything else. Not everybody's on social media, not everybody's on the website. And so there's probably ways that we can do that. And so why don't we take a look at that website and see if we can beef that up a little bit and make sure it's consistent with the things we've already stated, that we're going to follow the law, and it's consistent with all of those things. We make sure that the immigration community in Elk Grove understands the support that they have here and the resources that are available to support them in doing that, and our support of the fuel network and other kinds of things that's on there. I also just want to maybe close the loop on the language that Councilmember Spies was talking about, and it's really under the section relating to proclamations, which you could say proclamation similar to resolution. So if that's what we're talking about, it does say subject matter must be a matter of local concern and fall within the subject matter jurisdiction of the city of Elk Grove. So that you can make an argument maybe either way that this would fall within that. I think it probably would fall within that, but however the council wants to decide to move forward, that's certainly your discretion. So if you would like us to just continue to send out the messages that we've already done, or reinforce those and beef up the way, so we can make sure that our community understands where we stand clearly with these issues, then we can do that with or without a resolution.
And so our website is already multilingual, right?
Yes.
It is.
So okay, so it's in different languages. Okay.
And it can be, and folks can translate.
Right.
To fit their needs.
switch
Yeah.
something. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Good job.
All right, well, we'll try this out, and should we need to revisit it, we will. Is that good? Okay. All right.